So in this video, I'm now going to talk about the five types of tenants and the pros and cons of each. Okay, so let's start with students. Students, the negatives. We'll start with some of the negatives because it's easier. It comes to mind quickly. So some of the negatives is that they tend not to be the most clean. Okay, of course there are some students who do, but a lot of students they don't clean very often, so they don't take care of the house. Number two, they party a lot. Okay, so it's one of the first times that they are living away from their parents, and therefore they like to drink and they like to party and they like to be out late and they like to have boyfriend girlfriends over, and as a result they have relationship issues with people, and they have fallouts, and they're still a little bit, they can be a little bit in between childish and adult, so they're not fully mature. Okay, not fully mature, so you have small things become big things for them. Okay, so these are some of the negatives. One of the other negatives would be that sometimes they don't respond, sometimes they're not reliable, all of these things. Okay, the positives about students is that when they sign up for 11 months. Okay, they pay for 11 months, and August generally it's a half rent. Okay, so August and July are half rents. The other 10 months you get full rent for, and August and July you get half rent. So effectively you get paid for 11 months. Once they're in, another benefit, once they're in for the year, like I just mentioned, is you actually get paid 11 months. And so another benefit is you have August and July to refurb the property. Having them in for 1 year can be seen as a positive, but it can also be seen as a negative because long-term tenants might stay for more than a year. Okay. Another positive is that they come together as groups. So when you get one, they tell their friends and they all want to join in together. That can be a positive. That can also be a negative because if they all join together, they're like one force against you if an issue goes, if an issue occurs. Whereas if they're all individuals, not close friends, they will never join forces against you as such. Okay, so other positives are they are like you can treat them almost like children. You just have to be like go into parent mode, manager mode, teacher mode, which for me I can do because I'm a parent and I used to be a teacher and a supply teacher. So all those modes I understand. It may not be the case with others. This may be the first time you're training and practicing being a manager or a parent or a teacher. Okay, but all of those they come together in managing students. Other positives are it can be very fulfilling because you're seeing these young people go from students to adults, and you develop this nice relationship with them, and they really really appreciate what you're doing for them, and they look up to you, and so on. So that's students. Okay. The other thing with students is that generally you will have to take deposits from them. Now, in what I do, the tenants I work with, I take last month's rents. I don't take deposits. There's a difference, which I'll talk about in another video. But students, you need to take a deposit. That deposit is then protected with a company called My DPS. So there's other government schemes where they protect the deposit. What the reason for that deposit is, if there's a dispute between landlord and tenant, when the tenant's about to leave, that there's furniture broken, for example, and the landlord is saying, tenant, you need to pay for this. Tenant is saying, no, I don't need to pay for that. Then you have a dispute taking place, a clash. And that's where the companies like My DPS will come in and they'll get involved and they'll try to mediate between you. Now, that takes time. And sometimes the furniture might be 50, £60 or a little bit more, a little bit less. And it's not worth your time to argue over and to send emails and so on. But with students, they don't take care of the furniture and so things in the best of ways. Therefore, you may find that at the end of the year, you'll be replacing furniture. So for this reason, you most likely won't furnish the property to a very high standard. So there's low standard, medium standard, and high standard. If you were marketing for students, you will most likely go for like a medium type basic room, not the high-end room, very high-end room. If you did go for a high-end room, then you would have to market for a high-end type of student. Okay, so which can be a niche in itself. So remember what I said at the beginning, there's niche within a niche. So there's different types of students. If you choose students, you can choose low end, low quality students. It sounds disrespectful, but all I mean is they just want to be out and about. They want to drink, they want to party, they want to have boyfriends and girlfriends over all the time. They don't want to clean. That's what I mean. Not that there's anything wrong with most of those things, but yes, they're not the cleaning part. So if you could have the high-end niche of students, which is, for example, a student that has come from abroad, from a different country. They're in this country to do their qualifications, maybe 1, 2, 3, 4 years, and then they want to go back. They don't want any trouble when they're here. They just want to study and they want to get on. They're not here to party. They're here to go back to their home country and use this knowledge over there. That could be your niche. Okay, so it's still students, but it's a different quality of student. So these are some of the pros and the cons of students, and some food for thought for you as well. Thank you.